Mr. Tony Ogunda is known to me. I do have 3 court cases.
Tony Ogunda, a former general police officer.
Go.
A name that surfaced quietly but refused to disappear from the story. As the marriage between Raphael Tuju and Ruth Akinyi began to crack, whispers grew older. Stories circulated, allegations of betrayal, of moments that may have changed everything. Some claimed there was a shocking discovery. Others said it was all speculation, the kind that follows powerful people. But here's what is certain: the marriage did not survive.
That took place at one of my premises in Nairobi, my office for my foundation. It's so unfortunate that Mr. Tony Ogunda is known to me. I do have 3 court cases.
By 2013, it was all over, and what followed was not just a separation, but a legal battle. Courtrooms replaced living rooms, lawyers spoke where emotions once lived, private pain turned into public process. Yet even then, the full truth never came out. No detailed confessions, no clear answers, just fragments and silence. After the divorce, their paths split completely. For Tuju, life in the public eye continued. Politics, influence, power. But his personal life, it became guarded. However, later on, Tuju reveals that he's married to a Kalenjin girl.
Members do not know that I actually do have relatives in Kapsabet. My wife, after my divorce, is Kalenjin. We have 3 kids. One of them is referred to as Chepti, that is Tuju. And as I'm talking to you now, actually, she's flying the Kenyan flag in a tournament in Cape Town.
With her, it was a fresh chapter, a different kind of companionship, which, unlike before, there were no public appearances, no introductions, and maybe that was intentional, because after a very public separation, some people don't just move on. They protect what comes next. However, Raphael Tuju remained in the spotlight, where his voice still carried weight. But for Ruth Akinyi, it was a completely different story. She stepped away from everything. No cameras, no headlines, no public appearances. Then, something unexpected happened. Ruth was spotted, not in Karen, not in elite circles, but in a small roadside eatery, also known as Kibandaski. Ruth Akinyi has been reported to cook and serve chapati, matumbo, also known as strip, beans, ugali, beef stew, and chai, among other things. This wasn't luxury dining anymore. It was early mornings, lighting the jiko, serving workers, drivers, and passers-by, affording meals, quick service, survival mode. From fine living in Karen to flipping chapatis by the roadside. From a life of privilege to a life of hustle. It wasn't just a fall, it was a transformation. A reminder that life can change in a single chapter. But here is what makes her story powerful. She didn't chase the spotlight again. She didn't fight for attention. And in a world obsessed with noise, that choice speaks volumes. As for what came after, both lives moved forward. The marital status rarely talked about. While Ruth Akinyi chose silence, the name Raphael Tuju never really left it. What followed in the years after his divorce was not peace. It was conflict. Legal battles began to surface. Not about love this time, but about property, power, and control. At the center of it all, prime land in Karen, high-value investments including dairy business park and the serene intimacy Dai Wellness Sanctuary. Places that once symbolized success, now caught in the middle of disputes. Courtrooms became battlegrounds. Cases, counter cases, claims and denials. At one point, eviction loomed.
Some of the postings on social media. But the first thing I want to say is that why doesn't Tuju pay his loan? Why doesn't he just pay his debts? And I want to put it on record, and it is on court records, that up to 4 times we have tried, we have offered to pay whatever we owe, in this case, since 2019. But the EADB Bank, because they have had some crooked managers there, kept on moving the goalpost, and we had an agreement with them how to settle the bill. They had loaned me $9 million, and they refused to give the balance, which was in the...
A powerful man now fighting to hold onto what he has built. And then the story takes a darker turn. There are reports of arrests, moments of confrontation, and even more chilling, claims of abduction.
Wengi wanatishwa, wengine wanakuwa abducted, kama tukiwa hapa Reverend Fantas, former cabinet minister Uhuru Kenyatta. And I think that's why Uhuru is trying to look for us, because I've seen his missed call. Limwambia tukitoka hapa tumjaribu tumpigie, because Mheshimiwa Raphael Tuju was abducted last night. Governor Orengo has just confirmed that abduction, and Senator Makueni has just walked in. Senator Manzo has just walked in.
They have pushed him into a Subaru. They are saying they want to take him to the police station.
A narrative that blurs the line between politics, business, and something deeper. Each moment raises more questions than answers. Each chapter adds pressure, and through it all, the whispers never fully fade. Then, silence until now. News breaks. Raphael Tuju is in the ICU, a moment that shocks many. Raphael Tuju is fighting, not for power, not for property, not for influence, but for life itself. The courtrooms fall silent, the whispers fade into the background, because in this moment, none of it matters. Not the past, not the battles, not the headlines, just breath, just time, just survival. And maybe this is where the story changes. Not in the spotlight, not in controversy, but in quiet strength, as he fights one breath at a time. Will Raphael Tuju rise again? Only time will tell. If you want to follow every twist of this story, every update, every untold detail, make sure you like this video, share it with someone, and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Because this story is far from over.